A teaser clip for Friday, June 13, 2025, has been posted as part of the General Hospital recap. It depicts Drew Kane receiving a reality check. Meanwhile, Maxie Jones attempts to mediate the conflict. Continue reading and let's discuss what is coming up. Let's start with Maxie, who will try to be a mediator. The preview footage shows Maxie talking to Lulu Spencer about the situation with Giovanni Gio Palmieri. However, Lulu claims that she did nothing wrong. That prevents any form of peace. So let's see how Maxie reacts to Lulu. Despite her excellent intentions, Lulu still doesn't understand why people are upset with her. Lulu never expected Gio to find out in such a tragic manner. At the same time, Lulu believed Dante Falconeri deserved to know he had another child out there. Read more. Find out what happened on the last episode of GH. Brooklyn Quartermain's declaration. Brooklyn Quartermain settles things with Tracy Quartermain. BLQ claims she has not let anything go. The brunette is plainly talking about Lulu and how Gio has nothing to do with his parents anymore. Harrison Chase vs. Dante Falconeri. According to General Hospital teasers for today's episode, Harrison Chase and Dante had an argument at the police station. In a preview clip, Chase wonders if this will be an issue. The two are partners and must work together. So, as unhappy as Dante is with Chase right now, he needs to pull himself together to finish the task. Dante may believe that he can't trust Chase because he kept BLQ's secret. However, the situation was difficult, and Chase could not betray his own wife. Friday, June 13, 2025. Anna Devane thinks on her history. The commissioner may also question Dante about his concerns with Chase. Willow Tate Corinthos is in the hospital after she lost custody of her children. Drew Kane begins to question whether Willow would be happier without him. I believe every fan can yell a thunderous yes. Plus, Marco Rios makes an unexpected discovery. This could be about Natalia Ramirez being arrested and potentially facing 5 years in prison. Of course, Adia Justine Turner offered Natalia a bargain, which she informed Sonny Corinthos about. Later, Jason Morgan attempts to assist Sonny in coming up with a solution. Tracy is also taunted for testing Alexis Davis. Which narrative are you most looking forward to watching on Friday, June 13, 2025? Share your opinions in the comments area below. Remember to keep watching ABC soap operas to see what happens next. The drama in Port Charles never stops, and the upcoming episodes of General Hospital promise to be even more explosive as Drew Kane confronts a tough reality check and Willow Corinthos deals with an emotional collapse. Fans of the long-running soap opera can expect a roller coaster of emotions as these two crucial characters manage their personal crises, which will definitely send shockwaves across their relationships and the community. Drew Kane has played an important role in several of Port Charles's recent stories, particularly as he attempts to rebuild his life following his unfair imprisonment and the fallout from his time behind bars. Despite his efforts to move forward, Drew has been dealing with unresolved animosity, notably towards Cyrus Renaud, whose manipulations contributed significantly to his incarceration. However, the trailer for June 13 hints that Drew is about to get a big wake-up call, one that will push him to confront his own actions and decisions. Drew's moral compass has been tested in recent episodes, particularly as he becomes increasingly involved in corporate scams and personal vendettas. His collaboration with Michael Corinthos in ELQ has put him at odds with a number of crucial players, including Nina Reeves, whose own secrets continue to cause mayhem. Drew's need to protect his loved ones has occasionally taken him down questionable paths, and it appears that his decisions are about to come up with him. The trailer suggests an encounter that will leave Drew reeling. Drew will be forced to reassess his priorities, whether it is due to a legal ramification, a betrayal by someone he trusts, or a moment of self-realization. His relationship with Carly Corinthos has been a source of stability, but it could be jeopardized if his recent behavior is investigated. Will Drew accept responsibility for his actions, or will he double down and risk greater harm to his reputation and relationships? Meanwhile, Willow Corinthos has been clinging to her strength by a thread. Willow has experienced one emotional challenge after another after overcoming illness and reunited with her birth mother, Nina Reeves. While she has attempted to remain calm for the benefit of her family, particularly her husband, Michael, and their children, the weight of her previous traumas and current anxieties has been too great to bear. According to the teaser for June 13th, Willow is on the verge of an emotional breakdown. Willow's collapse, whether caused by a confrontation with Nina, a health issue, or the crushing responsibility of keeping her family together, will be painful for fans who have witnessed her go through so much. Her connection with Nina remains strained, as she strives to reconcile her love for her mother with the harm Nina has caused their family. Willow's job as a mother and wife has always been central to her character, but the constant strain of Port Charles's turmoil may ultimately force her to the breaking point. Michael has been her rock, but even he may not be enough to keep her safe from the mental storm churning within her. Will she seek professional help, or will she sequester herself, exacerbating her crisis? The consequences of Drew's reality check and Willow's meltdown will definitely affect everyone around them. Drew's troubles may have an impact on Carly, who is dealing with her own issues, particularly those involving the legacies of Sonny Corinthos and Jason Morgan. If Drew's activities result in legal or financial consequences, Carly may find herself caught in the crossfire, forced to choose between supporting him and protecting herself. Willow's emotional anguish may disrupt her marriage, particularly if Michael becomes overprotective, if secrets from Nina's background resurface. The Corinthos family has been through many storms, but Willow's collapse could be the catalyst for long-buried tensions to resurface. Furthermore, if Willow removes herself from Nina, it may revive the hatred between Nina and Carly, further upsetting the already delicate relationships in Port Charles. Drew and Willow's stories reflect common themes in General Hospital: redemption and resilience. Drew's journey has been one of survival and reinvention, but his recent problems may compel him to confront his past. Will he come out stronger, or will his mistakes define him? Similarly, Willow's collapse could be the catalyst she needs to finally confront her hidden pain. Her strength has always been her ability to persevere, but true healing necessitates vulnerability. Whether she relies on Michael, seeks therapy, or confronts Nina, her route forward will demonstrate her strength. As always, General Hospital keeps viewers wondering. The preview on June 13th is only a foreshadowing of the chaos that would ensue. Other characters, including Sonny, Nina, and Ava Jerome, are certain to play roles in the emerging narrative. Sonny's continued power struggles, Nina's desire for redemption, and Ava's plots will all cross with Drew and Willow's crises, keeping Port Charles a hotbed of intrigue. One thing is certain: passions will run high, alliances will be strained, and surprising truths will be revealed. Whether Drew regains his footing and Willow finds the support she requires remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: General Hospital will bring unforgettable drama. The June 13th episode promises to be a watershed moment for Drew and Willow, two characters who have been through incredible hardships. Drew's reality check may reshape his future, whilst Willow's meltdown could either sever her ties or lead to long-needed healing. As their stories progress, the citizens of Port Charles will be compelled to confront their own problems, resulting in fascinating entertainment that keeps viewers captivated. With outstanding performances from the ensemble and gripping writing, General Hospital continues to demonstrate why it is still a staple of daytime drama. Fans will not want to miss what happens next, as Drew and Willow face their most difficult hurdles yet. The world of General Hospital is no stranger to scandal, betrayal, and shocking twists, and the most recent storyline starring Drew Kane, played by the charismatic Cameron Matheson, is shaping up to be one of the most explosive yet. Fans of the long-running soap opera have seen Drew negotiate love, sorrow, and redemption, but his most recent deeds threaten to undermine his carefully crafted reputation as a redeemed hero. As whispers circulate that Drew is soon to be exposed as a dirty, rotten scoundrel, Matheson anticipates his character's dramatic transformation and what it means for his own journey in Port Charles. Drew Kane's career at General Hospital has been anything from straightforward. Drew, who was originally introduced as Jason Morgan's twin brother, has faced identity difficulties, espionage, and mental upheaval throughout his existence. He has taken on the roles of gallant veteran, loyal parent, and self-sacrificing hero throughout his career. However, recent occurrences hint that Drew's darker side is ready to surface, potentially redefining his connections and destiny in Port Charles. The brewing scandal revolves around Drew's business operations, which have come under fire as dubious financial moves and questionable partnerships have surfaced. According to sources, Drew may have been manipulating matters behind the scenes, utilizing his charm and power to conceal unethical, if not illegal, actions. This revelation would not only ruin his reputation, But it would also set him at odds with major figures in his life, notably Carly Corinthos, his on-and-off-again love interest, and Sam McCall, his lifelong ally. Cameron Matheson sees Drew's character shift as an interesting new challenge. The actor, who joined General Hospital in 2021 following a successful run on All My Children and Entertainment Tonight, has enjoyed the opportunity to delve into Drew's complexity. In interviews, Matheson intimated that this narrative will take Drew into unfamiliar ground, pushing him to confront his own moral choices and the implications of his actions. Drew has always been a guy who tries to do the right thing, but what happens when the lines get blurred? Matheson made a joke. This is going to be a game changer for him. Drew's disclosure is expected to have far-reaching consequences in Port Charles. Carly, who has supported Drew through thick and thin, may wonder if she ever truly knew him. Their relationship, already strained by previous betrayals and external pressures, could come to a halt if Carly believes she has been duped once more. Meanwhile, Sam, who has a strong link with Drew due to their shared past and co-parenting dynamic, may be compelled to reconsider her faith in him, especially if his actions endanger their family. Other characters who are likely to be affected include Michael Corinthos, who regards Drew as a business mentor and ally. If Drew's dealings are exposed as corrupt, Michael may become implicated in the scandal, jeopardizing his position within the Corinthos empire. Nina Reeves, another significant actor in Port Charles's corporate landscape, may take advantage of Drew's demise for personal benefit, exacerbating the town's power conflicts. Aside from the immediate drama, Drew's plot offers interesting themes about atonement and rebirth. Can a man who built his reputation on respect and integrity recover from being labeled a villain? Or will this exposure lead him astray, changing him into a full-fledged antagonist? Matheson has hinted that Drew's journey will be unpredictable, keeping viewers guessing about his eventual fate. For Matheson, this arc is a watershed event in his General Hospital career. He is known for his genial charm and versatility as an actor, and he has welcomed the opportunity to work on darker projects. As an actor, you always want to explore different facets of a character, he explained in a recent interview. Drew has been through so much, and now we're seeing what happens when he's pushed to the edge. It's thrilling to play. The timing of this narrative is also significant, as General Hospital continues to navigate the ever-changing environment of daytime television. With streaming services and changing viewing habits influencing how operas are consumed, the show has relied on high-stakes drama to keep viewers interested. Drew's downfall and potential redemption could be a watershed event in the series, attracting both long-standing fans and new viewers eager to see how everything unfolds. As the pieces come into place, viewers are speculating freely. Will Drew continue to deceive, embracing his dark side? Or will he seek redemption, hoping to make amends for his actions? How will those closest to him respond when the truth is revealed? One thing is certain. Cameron Matheson's portrayal of Drew Cain is poised to seize the spotlight in a way that will keep General Hospital viewers on the edge of their seats. In the realm of soap operas, no secret remains hidden forever, and no hero is immune to a fall from grace. As Drew Cain approaches exposure, the stage is set for a dramatic reckoning, one that will redefine his character and reshape Port Charles's landscape. Cameron Matheson sees it as the start of an exciting new chapter, both for Drew and for his own career as one of daytime's most popular personalities. The silence in Drew Cain's office was louder than any dispute he had ever participated in. The tension, thick and unrelenting, crawled through the space like a live being, strangling what little peace he had left. He stood by the window, peering out at the Port Charles skyline, his jaw set and his fists clasped in the pockets of his fitted slacks. He was meant to be a hero, the one who returned from captivity, a symbol of redemption and determination. But now everything was crumbling. Behind him, Carly's voice broke out, hardly restrained. "Drew, how long? How long have you lied to me?" Drew did not turn. He could not. He wasn't prepared to look her in the eyes and find betrayal flashing back at him. "You wouldn't understand," he whispered, and he regretted the words as soon as they left his lips. "Try me," Carly said, moving closer. "Try me, because if you don't, everything we've built, every damn thing, is over." Drew finally turned, and Carly saw the man she had once trusted falter. His look was raw, conveying remorse, desperation, and dread. "It started as a mistake," he explained. "It was just an error. I didn't expect it to go this far. What have you done? Carly inquired, her tone dangerously low. Drew gulped hard. I channeled money, quietly, through Aurora's shell accounts. I persuaded myself it was a temporary solution to cover some international business that never materialized. But then, I understood how simple it was. How come no one questioned me? And I kept going. Carly recoiled as her breath caught. Are you laundering money? No, he answered too fast. Not quite. It is more intricate than that. This is not mob money. It's technology partners. Hedge fund capital. The statistics did not add up, so I changed the reports. I figured I could fix it before anyone noticed. But someone did, Carly explained. Didn't they? He didn't respond. He did not need to. That person was Jason. Jason Morgan has returned with more than a mystery. He'd returned with instincts refined by years away, eyes that could see past the surface. He knew Drew, or at least believed he did. However, the man going through Aurora's corporate hallways was suddenly a stranger with his brother's visage. The first clue was in the numbers. Jason had never been one for spreadsheets, but Spinelli had pointed out irregularities. A multimillion-dollar shortfall was traced back to a non-existent project. Then there were offshore accounts. Empty businesses with impressive-sounding names. No services were rendered. There are no clients. There's no trail. Jason wanted to think there was an explanation. A hack perhaps. Fraud by a junior executive. But the deeper he probed, the more Drew's name came up, as the authorizing authority, the creator of digital signatures, and the one who allowed every dubious transaction. And now the SEC had heard the murmurs. There was a storm developing, and Jason understood what that meant for everyone involved, especially Carly. He couldn't allow her to go down with Drew. Nina Reeves, back in Metro Court, kept a safe distance from the turmoil. She had always been ahead of the curve when it came to controversies, and she suspected something was brewing beneath the surface. Her new media contacts, who had previously whispered about Ned Quartermain's errors and Valentine's dubious deals, had begun to inquire about Aurora Media. Nina has every right to dislike Drew. His role in ending her relationship with Willow had been indirect but decisive. And Carly? Her opponent, who had become a reluctant ally and a continuous thorn, was still far too close to the fire. But this was an opportunity. Nina knew that power comes from secrets, not headlines. And Drew's had the capacity to change everything. So when Nina received a modest offer to meet with an anonymous tipper near the docks, she accepted without hesitation. And when she discovered that the voice behind the tip was Damian Spinelli, she realized she had stumbled upon something seismic. I'm not doing this for you, Spinelli had stated. But the truth needs to come out. Over at Kelly's, Michael Corinthos nursed a coffee he wasn't drinking. Willow was upstairs with the kids, and he couldn't bring himself to get back up. He had a lot on his mind. He had placed his trust in Drew. Trusted him with more than simply family business. He'd opened doors, supplied information, and co-signed strategy. And now? Drew appeared to have contaminated everything he touched. Michael hesitated to believe Jason when he first presented him with the information. He defended Drew, telling Jason that his brother was too pure and moral to do something like this. However, Jason did not speak until he got proof. And now the evidence was irrefutable. Michael glanced at the table, the cracks in the wood resembling those in his family. Drew's betrayal was not only corporate, it was personal. It was an insult to the entire Corinthian legacy. What are you planning to do? Jason asked as he slid into the seat across from him. Michael did not look up. I'm going to let him burn. At General Hospital, Elizabeth Weber was working a double shift when she overheard two nurses talking near the nurses' station. Have you heard? Aurora's stock plummeted this morning. Like 15%. Drew Kane is under investigation or something. Elizabeth froze in mid-step. Drew. Again. Drew was supposed to be the rock after everything. After Franco, Jason, Jake's questioning, and Cameron's quiet. The man who could keep reality stable when everything else was swirling. But what if he was genuinely involved in anything criminal? She wasn't sure how she'd feel. Anger? Sadness? Or is it simply exhaustion? Hey, are you okay? Finn asked as he approached her. She nodded firmly. I think I need to go check on someone. Sam McCall hadn't heard from Drew in 2 days. That wasn't unusual, they'd grown apart, each buried in their own priorities. But the silence now seemed ominous. Her phone rang while she was watching Scout work on a puzzle in the living room. Spinelli sent a text. "You should see this. Meet me. Now." The file he handed her made her blood run cold. Drew's encrypted approvals, as well as phony invoice trails, were present. As clear as day. Spinelli even mentioned potential communications with someone in Dubai. Not related to the mob. Worse, Drew appeared to have been in contact with a corporate sabotage with ties to espionage. "This is bad," she muttered. Spinelli nodded grimly. "I tried to keep you out of this. But if this comes out and you didn't know, you might lose Scout." The word struck her like a slap. She needed to confront Drew. She needed to hear the truth from his voice. Drew stood alone in his apartment, staring at the documents spread across his dining table. Every page was a death sentence for his career and personality. He had been the golden boy, the soldier, the CEO as the man who returned from the dead. What about now? He had changed completely. He heard the door open and turned to see Sam standing there, pale and silent. "You knew I'd come," she said. "Yes." "Then say it. Say it before I read it aloud. Explain what you did." Drew's voice crackled. "I never intended for this to happen. I believed I was defending Aurora, protecting the Quartermain name. I thought I was doing the correct thing." Sam stepped forward, her expression stern. "You've broken the law. You lied to each of us. You jeopardized Scout's future. What were your thoughts?" "That I could fix it," he responded hesitantly. "That I could clean it up before anyone noticed." "Well, they've noticed. Jason noticed. Spinelli noted. And now the feds are circling. You're going down, Drew." He closed his eyes, the weight of it finally hitting him. "Tell me what to do," he muttered. "You tell the truth," Sam stated. "Or I will." That night, Drew found himself back at the docks, staring at the lake, the chilly wind slamming against his cheeks. The exact location where Jason had previously saved his life. The same location where he struggled for his freedom. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, June 13th, reveal some revenge plans and second thoughts. There will also be a dirt demand from Sonny Corinthos, and Maxie Jones faces a difficult mission. Here's how things will unfold on Friday's action-packed GH episode. Tracy Quartermain would hope she has persuaded Brooke Lynn Quartermain to back off Lulu Spencer. But Brooke Lynn will proceed with her retribution plot instead. Tracy will eventually interact with Alexis Davis. Alexis will have to rise to the challenge of whatever Tracy wants. Harrison Chase and Dante Falconeri will have a difficult time working together at the PCPD, owing to the recent events. Brooke Lynn's buried truth was not Chase's to reveal, but Dante still has issues with him after all of the deception, and those concerns will worsen on Friday's episode. Maxie will then confront an impossible task, attempting to broker peace between Lulu and Brooke Lynn. That will not happen since Lulu does not believe she is to fault for all of the stress. True, Lulu could have handled things better and avoided Giovanni Gio Palmieri's terrible family disclosure. Nonetheless, Lulu believes it is best for all parties concerned to know the truth about Joe's biological mother and father. Nonetheless, Maxie will persuade Lulu to consider Brooke Lynn and Dante's perspectives now that everything has blown out. Next, Marco Rios will discuss Natalia Ramirez's most recent DUI and the chance that she will end up in jail. As Marco seeks to assist Natalia, he will demand any Sonny dirt that may be used to her favor. Even if Natalia reveals the deception financial disparities, which could result in a search warrant, she expects Sonny to handle their mutual ADA Justine Turner problem. Natalia does not want to betray Sonny and jeopardize the progress she has made in their friendship, but Marco may believe it is vital if she wants to avoid prison. Over with Jason Morgan. He'll obtain information on Sonny's latest issue and try to devise a strategy for protection. Sonny should avoid deception and cover his traces. In the meantime, Anna Devane will reminisce and may question ADA Turner. If Anna suspects ADA Turner has a new Sonny angle, she will undoubtedly seek further information. Drew Kane will undertake some self-reflection in the hospital and is expected to have second thoughts about his connection with Willow Tate. Drew will question if she would be better off alone now that Willow has lost Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. Drew's soul-searching, however, may be short-lived. especially if he suspects Michael Corinthos played a shady role. Drew may put everything together shortly after Cameron Matheson said on Instagram that someone blackmailed the judge for Michael. According to General Hospital spoilers, Drew still has more hard moves ahead of him, so keep an eye out for any other startling developments. Maxie stood at the brink of the cliff, the wind blowing over her hair as she looked down at the churning waves below. The weight of her purpose hung heavily on her chest, a burden she had borne for years. Revenge had been her entire motivation, the fire that kept her going when everything else had failed. But now, as her preparations neared completion, doubt crept in like an unwanted shadow. It all began with betrayal, the kind that cuts deep, leaving scars that never completely heal. The people she had trusted, her family and friends, had abandoned her when she needed them the most. The injustice had festered inside her, twisting her heart until only retribution made sense. She had spent years carefully constructing a plan to make them pay. Every late-night strategy session, every whispered communication with unseen allies, every sacrifice had built up to this point. Despite that, her fingers tightened around the detonator in her hand, and the cold metal dug into her skin. With a single press of the button, everything changed. Those who had harmed her would lose everything just as she had. The thought should have made her happy, but instead a gnawing unease developed in the pit of her stomach. Is this really what she wanted? Her thoughts sparked with memories of kindness, laughing, and love. They were buried beneath layers of bitterness, yet they still existed. Her father had taught her to ride a bike by steadying her with his muscular hands. Her best buddy had spent the entire night with her after her first breakup, eating ice cream and watching awful movies. Her little brother had looked up to her, his eyes filled with admiration. Were those individuals, who had once meant everything to her, truly deserving of the devastation she was about to inflict? Maxie breathed in short, ragged gasps. The line between justice and cruelty had long since blurred, and she wasn't sure which side she was on. Revenge seemed straightforward in principle, but the reality was complicated, twisted in feelings she hadn't expected. What if she walks away? The thought was almost ludicrous. She had thrown everything into it, her time, money, and soul. To back down now would be to accept that everything had been for nothing, that she had squandered years of her life after a meaningless win. But what if going ahead with it meant losing herself entirely? The detonator trembled in her hands. The seconds felt like eternity as she struggled with herself, divided between the searing desire for vengeance and the quiet voice pleading with her to stop. This was meant to be her moment of glory. So why did it seem like defeat? Maxie's fingers jerked around the detonator, her knuckles white with the power of her grip. The wind howled about her, carrying the salt of the sea and the faint, distant hum of the city below. A city that would soon be immersed in pandemonium if she went ahead with this. The weight of the moment pressed down on her, heavier than the instrument she held. She'd envisioned this situation 1,000 times. The thrill of seeing everything burn. The satisfaction of knowing they would finally feel the misery she had endured. But now, standing on the verge of her vengeance, she hesitated. Maxie had been a different person back then. Softer, more trusting, and optimistic. She had believed in loyalty, family, and the belief that no matter how difficult life became, the people she cared about would support her. But that belief had been shattered in one night. Her father's enterprise, into which she had poured her heart and soul, had been snatched from her. Not by some faceless corporate enemy, but by those she had considered family. Her uncle, cousin, and even her fiancé had colluded behind her back, falsifying documents, deceiving investors, and abandoning her with nothing. The treachery had been so complete and deliberate that it had broken something within her. She recalls the day she found out. She felt a cold numbness spread across her body as she read the legal paperwork. Her fiancé, Damien, had looked at her with pity rather than guilt. "It's just business, Maxie," he explained, as if that excused everything.